Greeting everyone. Today is November 18 in the Myanmar time, and in the morning, the Panditarama Forest Center is organizing the Kathina robe offering. After the robe offering, the Sayadaw gave us the Dharma talk. Normally, the Buddhists are very happy to attend the Kathina robe offering ceremony. At this time, the family will come to the center, and the donors of the Kathina will welcome the guests and offer them prepare delicious food. Then, together, the donor and the guest will listen to the Kathina talk. They believe that offering the robes is very beneficial, since the Kathina robe offering is done only once a year. There's a saying that donating a Kathina robe or donating the ordination hall, the Sima hall, are the noblest of offerings. So for today's talk, the Sayadaw will explain to us several things about the Kathina. First, what is the meaning of the word Kathina? Secondly, what does it mean when we say that a center is holding the Kathina ceremony? Third, why is it held? Why do we have the Kathina ceremony? Fourth, what are the benefits of holding the Kathina ceremony? And fifth, why offering a Kathina robe is a very noble act. So about the word Kathina. Kathina is a Pali word, and it means a firm, a steadfast. It means that the time to offer the robe and the benefit are firm, meaning that it is done. It can be conducted at a special time of the year, and it is only done once. The Kathina ceremony is done from the month of October to the full moon of the month of November. And the Kathina ceremony is given, or the Buddha gave the permission to hold the Kathina ceremony. And the Kathina ceremony cannot be done any other time. It can be done only during the 1 month period from, they call it the first waning day of October until the full moon of November. That is why the time that is done, it is already set. It cannot be changed. We cannot have the Kathina ceremony, let's say in June, July, or any other month. It can be done only during that 1 month period. And there are 5 benefits of the Kathina, which were granted by the Buddha. And it can be applied for the resident monks at that respective monastery. And these benefits, it will last for 5 months, from October until March of the following years. And the benefit, it does not shift to any other months. So the benefits for the monks are from the month of October, November. October to November is 1 month. October, November, December, January, February. And actually it goes to March. So there are 5 months that the monks can receive these benefits. That is why the benefit of Kathina is very firm. And the purpose of holding the ceremony is to increase the benefits for the monks. The visiting monks who do not stay at the monastery where the Kathina is held get the benefit of the Kathina, but only for 1 month. However, the monks who stay at the monastery where the Kathina ceremony is held will get the benefit for the full 5 months. Therefore, the benefit for those monks is increased. The Sayadaw also said that, for example, when a visitor comes to your house and you spread out a carpet that has been folded 5 times. So now, when you spread it out, the carpet will increase the size up to 5 times. Therefore, when the donors offer the Kathina robes, the benefit received by the monks will increase from 1 month to 5 months. Next is about holding the Kathina ceremony. When the robes are offered to the Sayadaw and the Sangha, and they are arranged according to the Vinaya, then it will receive the benefits from 1 month to 5 months. And this is called holding the Kathina ceremony. So holding the Kathina ceremony, meaning that the robes are offered to the Sangha according to the Vinaya. And when it is done accordingly, then the benefits will increase from 1 month to 5 months for the monks. And the reason why the Kathina ceremony is held is that during the time of the Buddha, there were 30 monks who came to pay respect to the Buddha, and due to their long traveling, they were very tired and their robes were soaked with rain and mud. Therefore, the Buddha gave them the permission to hold the Kathina ceremony. And the story is like this. After the Buddha became enlightened, the Buddha went to the Uruvela forest and stayed there under the tree. And at that time, there were 30 princes who came to the forest with their wives to enjoy themselves. And in the group, they also hire one lady to go with them to entertain them. Unfortunately, this lady stole many valuable things from the princes and their wives, and this lady ran away. So these 30 princes went to search for this woman, and while searching, they came across the Buddha. They asked the Buddha if the Buddha saw a woman who just came by. And the Buddha asked the princess, which is more beneficial, searching for a woman or searching for yourselves? These 30 princes have parami that were mature. So when the Buddha asked them those questions, they say that searching for ourselves is more beneficial. Then the Buddha say, if searching for yourself is more beneficial, then I will give you a Dhamma talk. Then at the end of the Dhamma talk, the 30 princes all became a Sotapanna. Then Buddha say, Ehi Bhikkhu, meaning come monks. And then these 30 princes all became monks. And these 30 monks, they practice the Dhutanga, the austerity practice. That means they live in the forest, they go for alms round, they wear the robes that were patched by smaller pieces of cloth, and they only have 3 robes, 3 pieces of cloth. So these 30 monks, they stay for the whole 13 years in the forest. And at the end of the 13 years, they would like to pay respect to the Buddha. So they started on their very long journey to Savatthi, where the Buddha was staying. The distance was very far, so they had to spend their rainy season or their wasa 12 miles away from Savatthi. As soon as the rainy retreat or the wasa is over, then they have the ceremony that is called pavarana, or invitation to point out their offenses. And then after that ceremony, they go to, or they travel to Savatthi to see the Buddha. And it was raining very heavily on their journey. Therefore, when they reached Savatthi, their robes were soaked with rain and they were soiled with the mud. Therefore, these 30 monks were very uncomfortable. When they arrived to the monastery and the Buddha saw them, and the Buddha asked them, "My disciples, are you well and happy?" And the monks replied that they were very tired and their robes were soaking wet. So upon hearing that, the Buddha gave them the permission to hold the Kathina ceremony. And ever since that day, a permission is given to hold a Kathina ceremony after the rainy retreat. And there are 5 benefits granted to the monks who participate in the Kathina ceremony. And similarly, there are also 5 benefits for the donors of the robes. The 5 benefits are: number 1, if a monk is invited for alms and he leaves without informing the residing monk, then he will not commit any offense. We have to understand that the monks has to uphold or has to keep 228 rules. So with the Kathina ceremony, they have five less rules to obey. So it is a little easier on them, because keeping 227 rules is a lot. So the first benefit is, if a monk is invited for alms food and he goes without informing the resident monk, he will not commit any fault or any offense. Then similarly, for the donors of the Kathina robes, in the samsara or in the future existences, they can go freely wherever they wish. The second benefit is, out of the 3 Tichivara robes, out of the 3 Tichivara robes on which a monk has made resolution according to the Vinaya rule, 1 robe can be kept anywhere, and the monk can go about without committing any offense. I guess in order to understand this benefit, we need to understand about the monk's rule. Unfortunately, the Sayadaw did not go into detail in explaining what is the Tichivara robes. It only said that out of the 3 Tichivara robes that the monk has to keep according to the rule. And after the Kathina, 1 robe can be kept anywhere, and the monk can go about and without committing any offense. So that is the benefit for the monk. For the donors of the Kathina robe, in the samsara, in the future existences, these donors may carry out their task anywhere. They can do their work, their job, easily and lightly without having to bear any burden. That means they can perform their job, their task, easily and comfortably. The third benefit is, for the monk, if the lay people invites 4 or more monks to accept the alms food without using the proper language of invitation, the monk can go and eat without committing any offense. So for this third benefit, if the lay people invite 4 or more monks for a meal, and the lay people did not invite using the proper language, the monk can go without committing any offense. For the donors of the Kathina, they will be able to eat any kind of food without stomach trouble, without having any issue of indigestion or any other dangers. They will get the benefit of easily digesting whatever is eaten. The fourth benefit for the monks is the monks can keep several robes without making any resolution on the robe for 5 months, from October until March. So for 5 months, the Sangha or the monk can keep several robes without making a resolution on them. And similarly, for the donors of the Kathina robes, they may keep their jewelry, their gold, silver, rubies, without having any enemies. For the 5th benefit, for the monks, during the ceremony, the robes are offered for all of the Sangha, but only the residing monks of that monastery can own the robes. The visiting monks may be staying in the monastery, may attend the Kathina ceremony, but they are not entitled to own any robes. So only the monks, only the residing monks at that monastery, the monastery who perform the Kathina robe, only those monks are able to own, to receive the robes, but not the visiting monks. Likewise, for the donors of the Kathina robes, if the donors do not wish to give away their property, nobody with any power can take it by force. So the benefit is that others can only take their property when it is given. So when the donors offer the robes to the Sangha, to the monks will receive the 5 benefits. And likewise, the donors also receive 5 benefits. Normally, the monks are allowed to ask their parents, their relatives, the donors for the robes, if the monks need them. However, for the Kathina robes, the monks cannot ask. They cannot ask their parents, their relatives, nor whoever support them. For the Kathina robes, it must be offered just like they are falling accidentally from the sky. The monks cannot ask for it. That is why the robes are noble, as they are being cleanly received. They are received without being asked for. And the Buddha said that when the monks accept the 4 requisites, other than the Kathina robes, the Buddha said that, "O bhikkhu, without observing the sila or the vinaya rules, or the rules for the monks, then wearing the robes offered by the people means more suffering than wearing a hot sheet of iron, burning with flames. Eating alms food has more suffering than eating hot pieces of iron, burning with flames. And staying in the monastery has more suffering than staying in an iron trap, burning with flames." That is how the Buddha admonished the monks. It means that for a monk who receive the donation from the lay people, if the monks do not keep the monk's rule well, then when wearing the robe, he will suffer more than, for example, wearing a hot sheet of iron. And if a monk who does not keep the rules, the Vinaya rule well, then when he receives the alms food, he will suffer more than eating a hot piece of iron. Or when the monk stay in the monastery that the donor donates and he does not keep the precepts, he does not keep the Vinaya rules well, then he will suffer more. He will suffer the same as he would stay inside the a piece of iron. So when the monks accept the offering of the Kathina robe, and if the monks keeps the rules well, then the Buddha praised them. The Buddha say, "O bhikkhu, accept the Kathina robes that are being offered, and may you get the 5 benefits from 1 to 5 months." That is why the Kathina robe offering is an excellent offering. Kathina robe offering can only be done once a year. And during that particular year, during that particular month, from October to November only. And it must be finished within 1 day in that month. And that is why it is the most noble and pure. So the donors who offer the Kathina robes to the members of the Sangha who keep the rules well, the donors will receive the 5 benefits, and the Sangha also receive the 5 benefits. And the benefits is 1 month for the visiting monk, but 5 months, 5 calendar months for the residing monks. Therefore, offering the Kathina robe is very, very special. So, and that is the end of the today's Dhamma talk. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.